Why one Bitcoin is the easiest path towards $1 million by 2030. Not financial advice. But I really do believe on that statement that Bitcoin is the easiest, most conservative, set it and forget it type of way towards $1 million being a millionaire by 2030s. Now, I'm just saying one Bitcoin. So, maybe a lot of you guys watching this are not into crypto. Maybe you are into crypto but don't hold any Bitcoin, maybe mostly altcoins. And even me, I don't own a lot of Bitcoin. I have some, but I have mostly altcoins. But I want to make this eye-opening video for a lot of you guys to understand this, because after you watch this, after you understand this, you have to make it a goal, literally a goal, to have at least one Bitcoin next bear market. Okay? At least one Bitcoin next bear market, because my strategy is, especially where we're in the markets right now, I really wanted to get a Bitcoin this last bear market, but obviously due to situations I couldn't. Even though I called the bottom, there's a video where I posted the exact bottom of my channel. But we all have different situations, and I wanted to make this to let you guys know, the strategy, the best strategy to have, and this is what everyone smart money does, is to make a lot of money with altcoins during the bull market. Take out your profits, but not just buy Bitcoin right after, right? Wait till Bitcoin drops into the bear market, which could be years from now. I mean, it could be 2026, right? And then the bottom could be somewhere in 2027. Who knows? But it will be another bear market. And I want to make this, and I'll keep making videos on this fact, that it should be your goal to have at least one Bitcoin. Maybe that bear market low for Bitcoin is 35K. And maybe it wicks to 35K in a couple hours, and then it's back over 40K, and that's the bear market low for next bear market. It's very well possible. But for the Bitcoin at those prices, that should not be a issue if you made a lot of money with altcoins this coming bull market that we're already in, and you hold your profits until next bear market. You see? But this is a strategy, and besides talking more about the strategy, let's talk about Bitcoin. Why do I believe Bitcoin is gonna the easiest, most conservative way, even more than the stock market? There's people that invest in the S&P 500, that they have Roth. I even have a Roth IRA, but even more than all of that, I do believe the best bet, the most conservative, and at the same time, growing exponentially way to have a million is Bitcoin by early 2030s. And I just saw a post today where it shows the price of Bitcoin by every halving. So 2012, Bitcoin was $12. 2012. 2016, these are all the halvings. Bitcoin was $670 by the halving. 2020 halving, Bitcoin was $8,787. Now the next halving's coming up in 2024 of April. What do you think Bitcoin's price is gonna be? It could be somewhere in the 60Ks, 57K, around there. But when you look at this, it just shows you a huge difference prices of Bitcoin's prices, the differences from every 4 years. From $12 to 670 to 8,700, and now to nearly 69,000. It could be 65,000, but it's still such a huge price increase. And just imagine what it will be in the 2028 halving, in the 2032 halving, right? When you see these amazing price differences and the biggest growing asset in this decade. There was also a chart where I seen where Bitcoin is just miles ahead, the biggest growing asset in terms of growth and market cap this decade and possibly in mankind history. So, you know, there's a reason for all this, and the fact that Bitcoin is the most decentralized asset, currency. And I wouldn't even consider it crypto. It's a commodity, right? Even the SEC, they didn't even consider Bitcoin a crypto, or all these other altcoins are cryptos. It's more of a commodity at this point, and it's a very similar to gold. But even compared to gold, I would say that obviously it's more convenient than gold, right? You can send it, and one of the best things about Bitcoin, that Michael Saylor said too, is something that doesn't get as much attention as it should have, and that is the fact that Bitcoin, well, crypto in general now, but when Bitcoin, right, Bitcoin is the leader, is the first one, right, with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, it's the first time ever in the history of mankind where you can have your money, your wealth, stored in here, right here. And if someone were to come to rob you, take your wealth by force, right, they can do that with real estate. I mean, even the government can. They can do that with your gold, with your silver, with your dollars, maybe paintings and stuff like that. But Bitcoin, they can't do that. They can't, unless they, force you to the point where you give up your keys, right? But what I'm saying is the first asset, think about this, the first asset in the history of mankind in which no one can take it from you. No one can take it from you by force. And we look at history where from many empires that would take over, cities and other places, where they would kill the people and steal their gold, their houses, and all these things. And the Bitcoin and crypto in general is the first ever asset, digital asset now, that they can't do that. So it's just amazing, this huge transfer of wealth that's going to happen. It's already in the process, and Bitcoin is the leader of it, and it's been the leader of it since the beginning, since it started. And it started to pick up pace in 2012, 2016. So, Bitcoin being the most decentralized, being the number one. And look, honestly, I don't even think Bitcoin is going to be number one by 2028 or 2030s. But I still think that it's the safest way towards $1 million. And what I mean by that is, I think over time, as we get clearer on the coins that have utilities, maybe like Ether, Solana, on those winners, I believe money's gonna flow into them, and I think they're gonna slowly overcome Bitcoin in terms of market cap. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I believe happening over time. But I still believe that Bitcoin is much safer and much more set it and forget it. Like, you already know that Bitcoin is gonna be successful, going on forward. So, and you might think that I'm super, exaggerating or not. I really do believe that. And in fact, Michael Saylor, Cathie Wood, and all these big players in Bitcoin, they're even more than me. They think Bitcoin's going to be 1 million by this decade, which is possible, but I would say early 2030s. Most I can see Bitcoin hitting this decade is 700K, which is around the same market cap as gold. But I believe it passes gold in terms of market cap in 2030s. That's just me, right? But we might see some crazy situations still happen this decade. Currency collapses, things that are huge that can do that for Bitcoin. But like I said, this is just my opinion on the most safest conservative way investment for $1 million. It's one Bitcoin, and it's the fact that a Bitcoin, this bear market, was 15K to $1 million. Have you ever seen an asset that can transform 15K to $1 million in a matter of not a couple years, but 8 years, 10 years, a decade? That is amazing. So yeah, that's just my opinion. If you watch it till the end, thank you guys so much. It's just my opinion and what I'm looking to do with my investment. And look, I'm not gonna only be invested in Bitcoin. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. But it is something that I want to at least have one, at least one. Um, and yeah, if you guys like the video, let me know in the comments. Join the Crypto Place in the description, and peace.